Hello again, and welcome back to another daily technical analysis video. Again, in this video, we'll be covering Ethereum. All right, we're going to work our way from the daily to the 4-hour and potentially the 1-hour time frame as well. But now starting off on the daily time frame, which I like to call more of a macro time analysis, we can see that we have built and developed this rising channel. If we just get rid of everything else, just looking at the price action, we do see that we are in this rising channel. Now, given that we did come from a downtrend initially, we could potentially see a break below it and a continuation downwards, but as of right now, we cannot use it as an indicator for anything, maybe like a bearish flag. But what I mean is, because we're in this channel right now, we're going to be focused and playing the channel the way it is, right? We could have formed the channel when it was right here and here, so 1, 2, and 3 points, and therefore we could have had short positions around here, front running that top line. But given that, if we missed that, if we didn't see that to begin with, we could still continue to play the channel and the price action towards the downside. Now, ultimately, because we are in this channel and we've broken the median, I am aiming for a target of the bottom of the channel. So this could be ranging from the 2700s to even the 2800s. This golden line right here is just a previous level of support, which is the previous daily pivot in confluence with that retest. So this could be considered the previous low. So we could see a bounce off of there, right? Now, as of right now, we do see a clear downtrend, a high, a low, a lower high, and a lower low. So as of right now, we are in a downtrend, so it could continue towards the downside. And as of right now, we could be seeing a retest of that daily pivot or some sort of consolidation around here, or even just the median, before continuing down towards the downside. Ultimately, the goal is towards the downside because the price action is below this 21 green exponential moving average. We got declining stochastics as well as declining RSI that is below this 50 blue moving average. So given these two momentums towards the downside, the price action is below that 21 moving average, and we are in this downtrend, it is very likely that we're going to see the chances of going down towards that 27 range, $2,800. Now, as of right now, this could just be a break of that daily pivot retest and therefore continuation to the downside. Okay, so that's it for the daily. Right now, we are trading below that daily pivot, so that means it's more of a bearish strength. If we do reclaim that, then we could potentially see more towards the upsides. Right now, the lower targets we already discussed about. As for the upper, we want to see whether this 30,074 becomes resistance or the median around 3,200, and then followed by the daily R1 and the R2, which I really like how it's in confluence with this upper channel top. Now, moving on to the 4-hour time frames, we do see, obviously, because of the daily being in a downtrend, the 4-hour is also in a downtrend. At this range right here, this was of a consolidation pattern. We can even draw it right now, and it essentially was a consolidation right before that breakdown of this median. So this is a perfect setup and expectation that we were going to see a break. Typically, when there's support, in this case the median, the dotted lines here, when there's price action that hovers around it, ranges above it a little bit, in this case it's kind of a triangle pattern right above it, it is likely we're going to break and see further levels below that. Same idea for the upside, but in this case we are obviously going towards the downside. Now, if we do consider this as a triangle, what we can do is go back. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. But anyways, we could do a target from the top of the impulse down to the bottom where the triangle first forms, and then pull that right where we do get that break. And we can see that this would be the target, which lines up around that 28 range. Right now, it does exceed a little bit, which it could when the price action comes, but given that this is an actual horizontal level, we want to focus and pay attention to that first. Now, based on the 4-hour time frame, right now we could be seeing a deeper retracement that exceeds that daily pivot but goes around that 21 EMA, somewhere around here. Okay, it could even be in confluence with the previous level of 3,100, so we could see that retracement up here, but if not, then we are still looking towards the downside, and ultimately we're looking for that HS3, which would be the first level of support at 2,888, and then finally the bottom one, and again towards the bottom of the channel. But as of right now, in the 4-hour, we play what is closest to us for now. Now, as for the upside, again, that 21 exponential moving average, followed by that the hourly S1. The hourly S1 could be a good place to retest because this is where the price action has bounced off of before. right? But ultimately, 4-hour time frame and the daily time frame, we are looking for the downside, and we could potentially see more continuation to the lower levels. Again, similar idea with the daily, right? The stochastics is crossed down, expanding towards the downside in the bearish territory, which is the 20 to 30 range. So this would add more strength for the bears, and the RSI is below this 50 moving average as well, which also adds more confluence. Now it is rising towards it, so we want to see whether we get a rejection, which adds more strength for the bears, or a break above it. But even then, it could be a swing fail pattern, which is essentially it breaks and it looks like it's going to break, but it ultimately closes back down. Now, one thing we do want to concern ourselves with is a potential bullish divergence. Let's see. We do see actually declining RSI and declining price action. It's not as big, but this is not actually a bearish divergence because of the fact that the bottoms are lower on both the price action and the RSI. Now, as of right now, again, the price action seems a little bit stronger. So we could potentially look at the lower time frames to see what we could do. Now, this is the hourly time frame. Momentum is towards the upside with the RSI above that 50 and the price action above this 21 exponential moving average. So we could see deeper retracements or more towards the upside, at least on the shorter time frame of things, right? We do see a uptrend on the hourly. So we could see this as a break. We got 2 minutes for that closure, and then a retest and potentially deeper retracements. But then again, we are still looking for that downside ultimately on the higher time frames, right? So as of right now, the HS1 can still be a level to target for, or around that 21 EMA that the 4-hour had, okay? But again, ultimately we're aiming for the downside, at least when we look on the macro time of things. Now that's it for this video. I hope you learned something from it. Please hit the notification. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. And I will see you in the next video. Cheers.